People are gonna love you no matter how they are, and if they don't, then they're just not the right person for you.
What?
Welcome to the LMB podcast.
Okay. So today we're gonna talk about body image.
And Marissa's getting her hair done.
Yeah, because
Yes,
low-key I can't do it myself. But
It's okay. We're in the process of teaching.
Yeah. There's gonna be some lessons.
Yeah.
if we're not scrolling on Pinterest.
Yeah. If we're both doing that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we should still get snow cones after this.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes.
told my mom, I texted her and she didn't respond. I told her the girls want snow cones.
Maybe there should have been a please in there.
Yeah. Maybe we should say
No.
please.
Yeah, guys, now she's gonna watch this and she's like, your friends, look what they do.
It's okay.
Okay, okay, wait, back on topic.
Back on topic, guys.
Because body image is, like, super prevalent. Like, no matter, like, who you are, like, that's something that's brought up. Like, even if you don't necessarily struggle with it, you know?
Yes.
Because nowadays, I feel like it's just a common thing. You're like, big back, fatty. Like, you know, like, everyone says that. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
I say that.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying, like, it's
Sometimes it
I don't
means
say
something.
fatty, I say big back.
Yeah,
big back. No, I'm just saying, like, no matter where you go, like, there's still that, like, it's that, like, that. Is that, I'm not making sense.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, okay,
No,
you guys take over.
She's saying that, like, it's normalized to, like, almost body shame without knowing it.
Yeah. Like, even if it's, like, not directly there, it's, like, on a subconscious level, it's like, oh, that's a bad thing. You know?
Yeah.
Because
I know,
it's, like, a joke, like, hey, you big back. They're, like, joking, but it's still, like,
But
Yeah.
sometimes it's not taken, like, in a
Yeah.
joking way. Wait, didn't we also want to talk about...
Some comments.
yeah.
So, this is not just specifically to our videos, like, by any means, but we were saying that we've noticed, like, a lot of the time on, like, videos, especially from, like, influencers, even when the content is not about it, like, there's always comments talking about, like, how their body is, like,
Body
or
tea.
body goals, or, like, we recently had one that was, like, ab routine.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Like, even though it's, like, a compliment, you know, or, like, it's, like, meant to be, that's, like, the intention, it can have, like, a negative effect if, like, people are reading those comments and, like, then they're like, oh, wait, like, so I want to, like, look like this or I should look like this. And the person saying that comment probably there is some of that, like, going on, and that, like, that means, like, they're comparing their body to somebody else's, which just can lead to, like, bad things.
yes. And I also feel like a lot of the time people put a lot of pressure on looking a certain way.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't know if y'all have seen this video, and I'm not going to say who, but there's, like, a influencer that's very popular right now, and she is not, like, at all, like, really, like, she didn't need this, like, no, like, obviously she's beautiful the way she is, but there's this 16-year-old girl influencer that was, like, talking about Ozempic and promoting Ozempic for teens,
Oh my gosh.
and it's, like, I feel like they shouldn't need to be worrying about what they look and be so worried that you have to look exactly like this, like, you need this,
Yes.
it's, like, shot, like, injection, I don't even really know what it is. I think
And it's
something like that.
also like, here's the thing, like, people are gonna love you no matter how they are, and if they don't, then they're just not the right person for you, because there's always gonna be people that will have something to say, no matter how your body looks.
Yeah.
No matter how your body looks or how you, like, what your diet looks like, there's always going to be people that
There's
say
people
stuff.
out there and they call, like, Olympic gymnasts too muscular. I'm like, I'm sorry, but they're winning gold medals. Are you? Like, like, you know, like, anyways, sorry.
Too muscular.
They're
What?
like, yeah.
Yeah, I have seen that.
No.
I haven't. That's no.
Yeah. I just feel like we need to normalize that, like, healthy looks different on everyone.
Exactly.
Yes.
And, like, skinny does not equal healthy. Like, so many people think that skinny is, like, healthy, or, like, those two are correlated. Like, healthy meals are just, like, are always, like, salads. Like, it doesn't have to be a salad, guys.
No, it doesn't.
Like,
No.
to be healthy.
they can be pancakes.
Yeah, pancakes can be healthy. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, no, my mom this morning, like, we have, like, this really yummy pancake recipe, and it's good. It has, like, all the nutrients you need. It's just, like, but it's, like, whole foods that, like, doesn't have a ton of processed stuff. Like, you know, I think...
It's like oats.
Yeah, like oat
Yeah.
flour, banana, and I don't know, actually. I don't know what's in it. Like, there's, like, cottage cheese. I don't know.
I make a similar
It tastes
thing
really
sometimes.
good, though.
Yes, but it's like oat flour, egg whites, banana,
yeah.
some others.
I
Yeah.
know that there's a lot of like brownie recipes that have like applesauce in it.
I don't. Okay, that to me, I'm like, if I want brownies, I don't want applesauce sludge. I want brownies.
I know
I
that
agree
this
with
is
that.
like off topic, but like, is it just me or applesauce? I can only eat it if I can't see it.
No, I don't like eating applesauce.
Like,
on a
I
plate.
will
I'll
eat
eat it like
straight.
in a go-go squeeze.
Yes,
I don't want to eat it by the
Exactly.
spoon.
Like
I will eat it by the spoon. I love apples.
I can eat it in
It
a
just
go-go
doesn't-
squeeze,
It doesn't look appealing.
but if I can see it, then it starts to gross me out, and then I can't eat it anymore.
I don't like looking at it
Wait.
either. I like eating it in like the squeeze.
That
If
looks
I'm gonna
really
eat
good, Brio.
I need to fix this because this is gonna bother me, but I'll come back to that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it's so, like, prevalent is, but, like, people just, they struggle with it, like, internally. Like, it's not, even though it is talked about, like, it's still not. Does
It's
that make
not.
sense?
I definitely feel like people, especially online, are trying to like normalize like the struggles about it, but I feel like sometimes it's not always like taken that way.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, for sure. And I just think, like, I feel like I've been seeing more stuff, like, now than I ever have before. Like,
Yeah.
stuff. Like, no matter where you go, there's always, like, people, oh, this is what I eat in a day, like, to stay, like, skinny and lean.
What I eat in a days don't feel right. They don't
Yeah.
sit right with me.
Because everybody, and we've talked about this before, but everybody eats a different amount, needs a different amount, like...
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also feel like there's two different kinds of what I eat in a day.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
There
Yeah.
are. I think there's like what I eat in a day is for people that are like genuinely like or I
Like Spencer Barbo's. Her what I eat in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like I've seen some even that are like what I eat in a day when I'm running a race for cross country.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
actually like
Yeah.
kind of seeing those because I'm like, oh, this might be a good idea to eat before I run.
Yeah, like I think that like ideas for foods, but personally, just for me, like it's not good to just like see like
Yeah.
because then it just like automatically you start comparing like without even realizing.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. That's the thing. I feel like a lot of the time with social media, people don't even realize how much it affects you.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
And-
like you don't think about it only like in your subconscious.
Yeah. At girls' camp, like nobody was allowed to have like their phones, and like so many of the girls like at our testimony thing, they were like talking about like how much it like had actually helped them, just like even like 2 days off of like social media and like stuff like and being in nature, how that had already like impacted their mental health like beneficially so much.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. And like it's just crazy because it really does affect you.
It
Like,
does. But it's not even online because I also feel like in person there's a lot of
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I
too.
feel like that's where it gets like blurry sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
Cause it's like blaming a lot, like or not blaming. Like obviously, I think social media plays a big part,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also like just comparison
in general.
In general, yeah.
is a big thing.
I also feel like, okay, this might not make any sense, but I feel like, in my opinion, jealousy or like envy is one of the like traits, in my opinion, that can become the most like harmful.
Yes.
No, I think
In
that
a lot of ways, because when you envy someone to like or people or you're constantly in a state where you're like finding things to envy, it puts you in a position where you start to like not feel confident about yourself or that you have to be
Yeah.
a certain way.
Well, and like
Yes.
self-hatred
Yes.
is probably one of like the worst things a person
Can
like can have, like because when like you don't love yourself, then you're like you can't be happy, like pretty much.
Yeah.
Like it's really hard to.
But I also think surrounding yourself by good people is a good
Yes.
good way.
Lucy. I can't see you, but yeah. Oh, and also at Girls Camp, I might cut this part out, but I wanted to tell you guys. Oh wait, I really wanted to FaceTime you guys really bad, like
during Girls Camp.
Yeah, like at least like the first night there was like yes, and like the rest, but especially because there's this girl and
I'm almost done. I'm fixing the one piece that was making me mad. Okay, anyways.
There's this girl and like I could totally 100%. It's just immediate. Okay, I think once you've been through like an eating disorder or something like that, you can just spot it in somebody else. Like, so there's this one girl and she just like really like wasn't eating anything, or like, okay, she had told me like earlier that day, she's like, I haven't like eaten anything today, and I'm like, girl, what? Okay, well, you should totally at dinner like try to eat something. Like, I know the camp food might not be super appetizing, but like if you eat snacks or something, like I have like apples, bananas, like I have stuff, like come to my cabin. Or she's like, no, I have stuff. And then at dinner she's like not eating anything either, just like picking at her like plate, and it's just like, and then afterwards, like, okay, I might have been a little too pushy, but it's like, it just, that type of stuff almost like triggers me. For me, it's like, what's the point of like going through all of this if I can't help somebody else? So I feel like I get scared, like I feel helpless. I just went for it. I was like, hey girl, like I struggled with like an eating disorder. I know it's super hard, but like you have to eat because your body like will start breaking down eventually, like at some point. Like you can't, it's not sustainable. And I think, I don't know, she was like, yeah, I might have like a little bit of an eating disorder, but like it's just, I don't know, I don't think she's probably in a position to like
talk about it
or like hear, but like the rest of camp, she just, every single mealtime, she just like barely ate anything. And it just like,
it bothered
killed me, yeah. And anyways.
There was one time, I'm gonna say someone that I know. Okay, I don't know if this like is anything, but to me like it was like a big deal. So I know someone who is like I'm pretty close with, right? And I noticed that like they were kind of like not very confident and they weren't eating like at all during the day, like the last time that I went to visit. And I was like, oh, like that's kind of weird. Like I didn't say anything. But I noticed that she like really wasn't eating anything. She was like saying that she wasn't hungry, but like she hadn't eaten in like 2 days.
Everyone gets something.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. And then we went like shopping on one of the days, and she was like trying to like, or she tried on something, and it was like visibly too small, right? But that's the size that she bought. Like she was trying to buy sizes that were smaller than what actually like fit on her body, and like I was just like, that's not something that's supposed to happen, if that makes any sense. And I, like personally, I could just tell, okay, like she's really struggling, and then she was looking in the mirror, like trying to suck in and all these things. And I was like, well, I was this close to just like spitting it out, but like I didn't know what to say because she was going through like all of these things, right? So it's like I don't want to push like to say something super abruptly if she's not going to trust me afterwards.
You feel like you should say something in the moment, but it's really hard to because you don't want to like make it so they don't want to come to you and talk to you.
Yeah, because I feel like that's sort of what I probably did with that girl, because when you're in that position, it's, you feel like you're doing something good for yourself. Like you feel like what you're doing is like beneficial, and right, and like you're being disciplined. You know, like it doesn't help too. This is why I also like I don't want to here, let me finish my thought. Okay, so like I would never ever like eat desserts or anything. So I'd always like at church activities and all this stuff, there's like always desserts. Yeah. And like every time, like I don't know, I remember like people, Mom, Marissa, you have so much willpower, like you have so much discipline, like I could never, and that just reinforced like that.
You're thinking, oh, like I'm doing something right, like I'm doing something that's good.
At like at lunch, I couldn't like bring myself to bring more than like what I wanted to like eat. Like I couldn't do that because I didn't want to eat that much. Does that make sense?
I remember hearing about this, even though we didn't go to the same school. We can cut this if you want, like if you don't want to share.
No, that's fine. I'm kidding about stuff about me being shared. Just not other people.
Yeah. Okay. But I obviously went to like a different middle school than you, but I would hear about stuff from you, and it kind of made me like concerned for you or like worried, even though I never saw you. Like we weren't even close really. But one of my friends came to me and she was like, "Oh, at lunch, Marissa only packs a salmon patty."
Yeah.
Wait, is that all that you pack?
That for sometimes like that'd be all I pack.
And I was like, it just something like went off in my brain in that moment.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a little concerning. Yeah. No, so it's stuff like that. And but so then at lunch people wouldn't want the crust of like their sandwich. I'd be like, "Can I have your crust?" Like I remember once too. That's so bad. And I was in one of my teacher's classrooms. And oh my gosh, this makes me feel so bad. Like,
wait, what?
So she like was handing out cookies, and she like I guess set one on my desk, and I like ate a bit of it, just like yeah. And then afterwards, I think I started crying, and then she felt super bad, and like she like brought me like a pack of gum and like wrote a note to me saying like sorry that she made me cry, and it was literally me. Like I ate the cookie out of my own will, and then I was crying because I was like mad at myself for eating the cookie, and then she felt bad.
Aww.
Yeah. So, but that's why we're talking about body image, because like it can lead to things like this. Like, and okay, the thing is like okay, and okay, this isn't like necessarily important, but I was like perfectly healthy and active and like everything before. Like there was no need for me to do this at all. And I'm not saying that there ever is like a need to ever go that extreme, like or have those like thoughts about yourself.
No, of course not.
No, yeah. I think I might have said this before on here. I don't know. Anyways, a lot of people who are watching this probably haven't watched previous episodes.
Probably.
Or they don't remember. Like, because I can't even remember, so how are they going to remember?
Yeah.
But there was, like, I have, like, a diary, and it's, like, from 3rd grade, and I'm, like, talking about, like, I'm so fat, and I wish I wasn't fat, like, in that. And so it's, like, I feel like it was almost, like, leading up, like, something would have happened.
Yeah.
Like, I know. It makes me so sad whenever I see things like kids feeling bad about this, and no one should feel
I don't think
bad
anyone
about
should.
this.
Yeah.
No one should be like you don't need to compare yourself to anyone else ever. Mm-hmm. You're beautiful, you're yourself, you were made the way you are, like on purpose. It's a part of the plan. You're beautiful and amazing, and you don't need to be doing all this, and it makes me so sad when I hear about this in so many people, and I think it's a lot more common.
That's what I was about to say. Like, people don't realize, especially in our age group, I feel like it's super common, and like there's things that we don't even realize. Because I know for me, at least like in middle school, it started with like half of the girls just wouldn't eat anything at lunch.
I heard about that happened a lot in middle school.
Yeah, happened a lot, and then still in like our high school now. And it's like, well, at least in my middle school, like our lunch was at like 1 or 1:30, 1:45 or something like that. And people wouldn't eat things all day until like 1:45, and they still wouldn't eat at lunch. But
it just makes me sad. It's like literally just so common, and like so many people don't know, because most people aren't gonna go out and tell you this straight up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can tell you, just like most of the people I know that struggle with, like, they don't talk about it, and they don't want to talk about it.
Well, because a lot of times you don't even think you're
don't realize
struggling.
it.
I think I talked to you about this, Marissa, but if you look up, like, I was just looking for like a healthy lunch recipe.
yeah,
I looked up healthy lunch recipe. Everything that shows up, low calorie, low fat, low carb, like all that. And I'm like, I don't really care about that. I just want something that's gonna fuel my body. That's why I looked up I was just looking at like healthy, like something that has all the nutrients I need to get me through my day.
Exactly.
I wasn't looking for how to lose weight and be skinnier with this meal that's magical. And I'm like, I wasn't looking for your low carb tortilla recipe. I was looking for actual, like, I wanted just a healthy lunch. I wasn't
and that's what I'm saying.
weight
People
loss.
twist the word healthy. Like, they think it means low carb, low fat, skinny, and like no, like carbs and fats. Those are necessary. You have 3 macronutrients, and those are 2 of them. Carbs. Like,
and I like people definitely like associate healthy with like non-healthy habits.
Yes.
Sure.
Because you'll search like healthy breakfast recipes, and it's like, oh, here's how to keep your morning skinniness or for a flatter stomach, and it's like, but that's not
and it's
what
like a
should be
spoon
promoted.
of chia seeds.
Exactly, and that's not, or like people like it'll be like chia seed water, or people that use like cinnamon, which is supposed to be like a spice to like.
Don't get me wrong, like
cinnamon tastes great.
No, chia, cinnamon, oates, amazing.
They're so good for you.
Those are all like, and they can be scrumptious. I'm talking about
to
like
use them as like an appetite, appetite filler.
No, rice cakes I think
yeah.
is the most common one right now, or like I hear about a lot. Like just a plain rice cake. They'll be like, or have you seen those videos where it's like, if you're hungry, you just have to have willpower. Just eat a rice cake. And it's like, no, if you're really starving and you want a meal, one tiny rice cake is not going to make you feel better.
I also think that you have to listen to your body. Like, if your body is like craving something, most of the time it's because it has what you need.
Yeah.
Or like, if you're hungry, listen to your body and eat. Don't try to fight it, because that's when it can potentially become something that it's not.
Lucy, you had a story about that, like the chocolate, like, and being on your period, like that thing, like you were craving, and then your mom gave you something that actually had. I think it was probably the iron, because I think chocolate has iron.
I have no idea what that was. So that was like a few years ago, but I told my mom, I was like, I'm craving chocolate. And then she was like, no, you can't, like, whenever you can't just eat chocolate every, like, 10 minutes. You can't just only be eating chocolate. Obviously, like, she was like, chocolate's okay sometimes, and, like, as your treat, you can have some chocolate.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna eat chocolate for every meal. And then she was like, your body actually wants this, and I forget what it was.
It was probably red meat or something.
Yeah.
Like meat.
Like, I think,
I don't
chocolate,
know
I think,
what it
is
was.
rich in iron, or, like,
I generally forget. She's probably gonna, my mom's gonna listen and she'll know.
Yeah, she'll know.
Okay, wait, guys, so I read this today, and it totally fits, like, with this. So, it's 1 Samuel 16:7. I'm just gonna read the second half of it, because, anyways. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart.
Oh.
Yeah, because, guys, your heart is what matters. Like, that is...
Because someone could be as social media beautiful, that's the way to put it, as they can be, but if their personality or if their habits or if their traits are not like likable, or if they're not like a good person overall, then that doesn't really matter.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, when I was like not feeling my body and my definition of pretty, I didn't have like really any friends. Like, I didn't have like a social life at all. Yeah, I just thought about food, running, and then I did like schoolwork. Like, that was pretty much doing that. Like, I didn't have a fulfilling life like to what it should have been, because life is all about like the people you fill it with. Like, think, if you didn't have any people like in your life wouldn't have any meaning, because it's all about sharing like with others, like memories and moments, and that's what brings true joy. So
Yes, of course. And then also on the flip side, I think we've talked about a lot today, feeling like you need to be smaller, but I think there's also like, especially in like very young girls, I know like this is what my experience in middle school was I used to get bullied for being like too skinny, or too like, I got made fun of for my arms a lot. I got like called twig, stick, figure, like all of that. So
talk about that.
Then obviously, because like I was just like a young girl that I wasn't having any problems. Like, I wasn't really thinking about like what I was eating or anything.
It was just
But then it made me feel like I needed to start doing something differently, because I felt like I didn't look a certain way that I needed to. And then I also kind of now, like being older, I've kind of realized a lot of the people who were making fun of me for that were insecure themselves.
I honestly feel like most of the time the people that bully are the ones that need to be heard the most.
Yeah.
Like, they're the ones that are having the struggles, because if they're, like, able to say something so harsh to someone else, like, what are they thinking about themselves?
Yeah.
This is the question.
Yeah. No, I think that's really good. Do you guys have, like, you just shared an experience, Real. Do you have any experiences, like, with stuff like that?
I do, kind of. It's very different. It was a different motive. So basically, I think I've told y'all, like, a little bit about
I think
this.
a little bit.
Just, like, it was, like, a little bit. Just a
I
little
don't know
bit.
what we're talking about right now.
I promise. Okay, so basically, in 5th grade, I started, well, it kind of started before 5th grade, but in 5th grade it started to get really bad. I don't know where it came from, but I started to have this really bad fear of, like, throw up. Like, not just, like, throwing up myself, it was being around it, and then it got to a certain point where, like, it started to affect everything. Like, and that sounds really weird because you would think, oh, like, being afraid to throw up can't affect your life. But, like, it can, and it did for me, because there was, like, a lot of things, like, I would only eat, like, 10 foods, or, like, a certain amount of foods that were my safe foods, because, like, they never made me feel sick, or they never made me throw up, or any of these things. And then, like, I wouldn't eat at food trucks, I wouldn't eat outside of, like, the 3 restaurants that I liked, and then that, oh, it's hot. And then that led to a point where it was, like, I was too skinny. Like, I was very, like, not super healthy in my body, certain things are happening. Well, not, like, happening, but, you know, I just wasn't at the point that I should have been, because this fear of throwing up was controlling, like, my whole life. And then it also turned to the point where, like, I wouldn't hang out with people if they had, like, even had a headache. I couldn't help them. And then there was one time I was with my little cousin. She was, like, 5 at the time, I think. And we were downstairs watching a movie, and, like, the family was upstairs. And then she started gagging, and I so badly, like, looking back at it, like, hurts me that I couldn't just be there to help this, like, because when you're a kid, like, it's scary, you know, to be, like, feeling like things are coming up the direction they shouldn't be. Yeah. And then, but instead of, like, being there for her and taking her to the bathroom when she started gagging, I ran upstairs because I couldn't handle it. And for me, I was like, why is something so simple controlling everything that I do? So then I had to, like, go to therapy, and then I got closer with, like, my faith, and that definitely helped. But even now, sometimes it's still, like, now it's, like, the motive kind of shit.
Was me, like, texting you, like, throwing up yesterday?
No.
I was just, like, mid-throw up. Just, like,
guys, I was texting them while I was throwing up yesterday.
I'm like, I don't know how you do that. If I was throwing up, the last thing I'm doing is texting y'all. I'm just crying and screaming at my mom.
Wait, continue what you're saying. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, and then now it's like sometimes I'll think like, oh, like I don't want to eat too much because I don't want to feel nauseous or I don't want to feel sick. When really it's like I need to eat more so that I'm like actually being like eating a sustainable amount.
Yeah.
So it's like
because you dance so much. Like I feel like for a lot of like athletes, like it should be like how much fuel like can I get, and like especially when you get like the higher levels when you're gonna be like dancing like 8 hours a day or whatever.
Yeah.
You're gonna make sure you're like
I'm like fueling myself. So yeah.
Yeah, and like okay, wait, I do want to say one thing is if you've watched this far, if you are struggling with like eating things, I feel like a lot of people, because this is something I would have done, is like you hear all this stuff we're saying like, oh, this is what I did, and I'm saying don't do this because it is terrible and it's really bad, and you're like, that's like that's smart, I should do that. Wait, let me search that up on Pinterest. Let me get ideas for what I should eat.
No, don't do that.
I know, but they're gonna like hear that and like even though okay, for example, like I sort of brought this up in another episode and I never finished my train of thought. It was this book called I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy.
You were telling us
yes,
about this.
And I never finished. So she struggled a lot in that book with like eating disorders. It's like what a majority, honestly, of the book is about. She struggled with like anorexia and bulimia and all of that. But like I read that it's where bulimia. You would hate it. You would hate it.
Oh, that's the throw up one.
To throw up. Yeah. It's like, well, we know Brielle's never gonna get it.
I feel like you're
furthest away from that.
She's the opposite. But yeah, no, and for for me, like, even though it's like reading that book and it's like, you know, obviously don't do that. You know, she's telling her story, like, and that still like helped me like get on that road, because that was like end of 6th grade, and that's like where it really started, was like the end of like 6th grade going into 7th. Because I like don't even remember that summer. I heard somewhere, I don't know if this is exactly true. I mean, it probably sort of is. But okay, do you guys know who the Buff Unicorn is? Okay,
What?
she like anyways, but she's like talked about like her struggles and stories with like eating disorders and stuff. But she said like in college or something, she did some sort of essay or paper, I don't know, I might be getting this wrong, about how when you're not like feeling enough, like you'll have like memory loss like of that time period. Because like I literally don't remember
anything
like,
of that
summer, except for like going on like a run where I do like 5 laps around my neighborhood, like, or like not like my street. Like that was like the start, but I was like, my motive wasn't good. Like honestly, going into running, like my motive like was not
to run.
For that.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm really good that like I still love it, because I think I did, like I think part of it, once I actually did it, I did love it, but it was also like,
now your motives change.
Yeah, it's a lot changed. It's like, how fast can I be? Which can also lead to other things, like people, a lot of times runners, like in the cross country like community and stuff, you want to be smaller so you can be like lighter.
That's in dance too, I feel like a lot of
Yeah, wait, didn't you say there was like a studio or something that like...
Oh yeah, so I used to live in Colorado, and yeah, I think you already know this, but there was this girl that went to my studio, and then not to my studio, to a different studio, and then she left the studio because once you got to a certain age, I think it was like 13 or 14 or something like that, the studio would weigh you, and if you weighed over their limit, then you were cut.
That is so
That's
insane.
stupid.
And to me, I was like, the fact that like that can happen in a sport.
How can that be legal?
Exactly.
Do they
It
young
was
girls on teaching them that they need to be under a certain...
Like, are we trying to cause eating disorders?
Yeah.
Like,
No, putting people on a scale and saying you need to be under this and
is
putting people on a scale every single day for, like,
crazy.
the thing too is like people like like if one girl like is like really tall and has like more muscle, like she's
going
gonna
to
weigh
weigh
more. Exactly.
But
It's the taller you are, you're gonna weigh more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's just like a thing.
And it's not only the weight, like that's the issue with that, is because I can imagine if they're doing that, there's no way the weight is healthy for like pretty much anyone.
No.
But they can't expect for these dancers to be consistent and to not have injuries and to not be active, to not put in all their effort if their body is physically like not capable of doing it.
Exactly.
You're just wasting away.
It's like a car can't drive
Without
if
gas.
gasoline.
Yes.
Yeah, so don't drink gasoline, but like put your version of gasoline.
Or if it's a Tesla, if the battery's dead, you're stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Charge it up.
But I think the whole point of this episode is to say, like, don't ever feel self-conscious about your body. And if you are going through something, like, it's okay to, like, recognize it and just to realize no matter how hard it is. It's hard, but, like,
Yes.
you will get through it. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and I promise things will get better.
It's just, it is a really hard thing, but you just have to, like, go for it, like, and try and eat more if you're not eating enough, or, you know, if you're on Lucy's side of things. The flip side of, like, you know, the skinny shaming, right?
That was when I was like really, really young. So I
Yeah.
think that made me start being insecure when I was like
Little
super
girl. Like,
young.
like a little girl.
Like I was in 6th grade when
That's
I was
like-
getting these comments
That's like
mainly.
a 10-year-old. Like, you're
Yeah.
10 years old and you're
Like
getting
I was
those.
10 years old being really insecure because I'd go cry to my mom about it because I was upset that at school I would get
Called that.
called that. But I was like, I feel like no one like deserves that. Especially, it made me so sad like looking back at it, like 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the fact that, I don't know if I've told you guys this story, but like in 2nd grade, I think we learned about like nutrition facts like at school and stuff,
Yeah.
in like PE. But it was that summer, I was going into 3rd grade, so it was like summer after 2nd grade. So I was doing this musical, and we were all getting snacks from the vending machine, right?
Yeah.
And I chose that. I was like, oh, that looks like really yummy. It's like some cinnamon roll thing.
Yeah.
Right? and then I get it, and I like look at it, and I see it's like 18 grams of fat. I don't know how I remember that
On the
number or
front?
something. No, on the back. The back of it.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you looking at that?
Because for the nutrition facts
Oh.
or something.
I
And
kinda
I
didn't
thought
like
fat
that they
made you fat. Yeah.
No, I thought that the way we got taught that in elementary school wasn't great looking back at it. Like, I think that they were just trying to teach it, like, what was in the curriculum for PE. But in 2nd grade, I can see how, like, a kid is just looking at that and they're like, 17 grams of fat.
I just
Like,
thought
should
fat
eat
made me
this.
fat. And by
yeah.
then I think I associated fat as like bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I was like, oh, I don't like want to eat this, or I don't know what I said. And then they started like talking to me about it. I just sprinted away. I like, no, because like, low-key, that's what you want to do sometimes now when you're in like a situation, you're like getting confronted. You're like, no, sprint.
No.
So I sprinted away, but then like, obviously, there wasn't really anywhere for me to go. So they like caught up with me. And they're like, yo, your I remember this really vividly.
Your metabolism.
Your metabolism is so good. Like, you're a little kid. Like, no, you should eat it. And I was like, I'll only do it if one of you guys split it with me. So I made somebody split it with me in 2nd grade, guys.
I feel like this is just shows like how like these
things
bad like habits and like
Yeah.
eating disorders are just starting from so young too.
See, when
Especially
y'all were
now.
learning about this,
Yeah.
we had a whole like model person come in showing us why smoking is bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, that is good. That is good to learn about.
that's
that.
good.
No, it's like they brought in this like rubber like body thing, and the lungs were out, and there was like a tube of like green snot looking stuff in it, and they were like, "This is what happens if you smoke."
No, we got stuff like that. I don't think we ever had that.
So don't smoke, guys.
Yeah. Oh, and I do want to say. Oh wait, I do want to say real quick, like the things that like happened to me, like or like should I tell them the stuff I went through like after like the havoc it wrecked on my body? Cause like okay, guys, here, I'll just give a little summary. Like 'cause I think people maybe if they're like watching this, they might be struggling.
And they don't realize how it can affect.
Yeah. So guys, like literally, I shut down my body. Like my pituitary gland, hypothalamus, like axis thing, it just like shut off. So like my thyroid, like it's like your T3 free and stuff,
And then it
like
was your
went
growth
really
plates,
low.
right?
Yeah, so like I'm pretty sure I would have been like okay, like technically you don't know for sure, but like it's pretty. If you like look at my growth charts, my everything's steady. You know, my height's going up, my weight's going up as I get older, and then all of a sudden my weight goes down, and then my height goes like flat because I think what happened is like I wasn't fueling myself like right when I was supposed to probably have another growth spurt because I was projected to be like 5'2", between 5'2" and 5'4". Guys, I'm 4'10". So I think I like stopped that, and then like but that's not even the most important thing because like guys like height like it's not really important.
It doesn't matter.
But like the other stuff, like my IGF-1, which is like your growth hormone, that went low. Iron goes low. Estrogen, like so I actually haven't had a period in like 3.5 years, and that's super bad for like, your body. And we've done all this stuff for us. Like we're on top of it. I have a specialist at Stanford. Guys, I'm covered. It's called RED-S, Relative Energy Deficiency in Sport. But like it just wreaks havoc on your body. All this stuff like the insomnia was caused by the night sweating from the low like estrogen. Like I basically went through menopause at like 15. So
I do think you should do like a video on your channel. Like,
Yes, you should.
I know
You
I
should
title it "How I Went Through Menopause at 15."
No, yes!
I was literally going to do that, but then it just like got like too hard. Like the video, like talking about, like it just like didn't bring back like good stuff.
Yeah.
So then like it's easier to talk about like right now, but then like that was at a time like I was like looking back at photos to like get for the video, and I just like couldn't do that.
Couldn't do that.
That's really rough.
Yeah. So like, but maybe like now, if I can like put in the effort. I did record like a whole video of me talking about it though, but I didn't like write a script or anything, which I think I probably should do because I just like started rambling because like it is literally like 3-something years worth of time, so it's kind of hard to remember.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways,
we love y'all. Be confident in yourself.
Yes.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Mwah.
Bye.